I'm Mister Zed. This is my spread, and we'll be beaming down to my secret terrestrial Zed quarters shortly. But first, let's check out today's quiz question. Today's question is about animals and high tech. First, the facts. Sonar is a lot like radar, except instead of radio waves, it uses sound waves to locate things that are too far away to see. Submarines use sonar to tell them how deep the ocean is and to detect other submarines in their area. A sonar machine makes a sound and then waits for the echo. Depending on how long it takes to come back and what it sounds like when it does, the machine is capable of designing the things that it bounced off of and capable of telling you how far away they are. Pretty cool, huh? Radar is what they use in airports, and it works pretty much on the same principle, except like I said, instead of sound waves, it uses radio waves. Okay, now, today's quiz question is, are you ready? Are there animals that use sonar? Once again, are there animals that use sonar? I liked it better that way. It sounds more like a question, huh? Anyway, I'll be back later in the show with the answer. But now, it's time to zap down to one of my secret terrestrial Zed quarters for the news segments of the show. See you there. Last one there is a rotten egg. Rushing Russians rush in Russia. Grape ape eats banana splits. And the Canary Islands are not cheap. Those are the Zed lines. I'll be back with the news after this message. And now, the news. A powerful insider reports that the Power Rangers, who are never to be caught power napping, at a power lunch attributed their success to the power breaks they got early in their careers. The Rangers, however, were quick to point out that they could never have done it without power steering. In other news, humans have always prided themselves on having the biggest brains in comparison to their body weight of any animal on Earth. Well, that coveted title is now in question, as Goran Nissan of Uppsala University in Sweden has found that the African elephant nosefish has a body-brain mass ratio even bigger than that of human beings. The fish's brain makes up 3.1% of its body mass. The human brain, on the other hand, takes up only 2.3% of its body weight. Needless to say, these brainy fish are always found in schools. And that brings us to this special report. Hello. Today on Special Reports, I'd like to talk about electrical energy. You know, we use electrical energy for a lot of things. Everything from lights to washing machines, well, even television. But for me, electrical energy is, well, more than just a convenience. You could say it's my bread and butter. It's certainly the only thing that keeps me current, and I get a real charge out of it.
Woo!
Now that's what I call an electrifying taste. Shucking. And now a Zeditorial. Today's topic, cartoon characters' fingers. Have you ever noticed how many cartoon characters have only 4 fingers? Most of them when you get right down to it. The Flintstones, the Jetsons, Mr. Bogus, the Smurfs, the list goes on and on. Why is this? It's not the only way to draw cartoons. There are, of course, exceptions to the rule. Popeye, Spider-Man, and Tintin all have 5 fingers. In the Disney movie Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Snow White has 5 fingers, but the Seven Dwarfs only have 4 per hand. Is this evidence of some kind of conspiracy against the characters that have only 4 fingers? Unless someone comes forward, we may never know. One thing that we do know is that 4-fingered characters are generally considered second-class cartoons. I think we should give all cartoon characters that have 4 digits the finger they so sorely need. How do I propose to do that? Well, digital technology, of course. And that's the way I see it. This has been a Fun Channels editorial, not to be used as a life-saving device. Refrigerate after opening. Supplies are limited. Well, that's it for the news. Stay tuned for the answer to today's quiz question coming up next. Till next time, this is Mister Zed reminding you that, hey, it's all news to me. Wow, that was invigorating. So it must be time for the answer to today's quiz question. Today's big question is, are there animals that use sonar? Once again, are there animals that use sonar? And the answer is yes. Bats, dolphins, ducks, and whales all use sonar. Not only that, but a dolphin's sonar has been measured to be 10 times as sensitive as man's best sonar machines. How do you like that? Bats use sonar to find their way around in the dark, and some to locate flying insects that they eat. Not only that, but some of these insects have actually developed sonar detection devices, like some airplanes and some car machines to avoid radar speed detection. Pretty cool, huh? Whales and dolphins use sonar to find food and avoid sharks. They're capable of recognizing the sound of the echo off a faraway shark. Ha! Who'd have thought? The natural world is full of really cool things. Well, looks like that's all the time we have, but thanks for tuning us in, and don't fail to forget to miss our next exciting show. Till then, this is Mister Zed saying, try mints. Not only do they make dollars, they make sense. See you next time. Aloha!